Good morning, Year 4A. Welcome to yet another week of distance learning. Today is Sunday. Today is the first day of the week. It's the 5th of April, and we have again lots to do today. Not as much as on Thursday, though. I hope you all had a great weekend. I hope you all relaxed, chilled at home, and stayed safe. I only went out on Friday to do my grocery shopping. I made sure I wore my face masks. I had my gloves on in the supermarket. I quickly did my shopping and went home and just spent the rest just reading, exercising, and just generally keeping safe at home. And I really do hope you did the same. Unfortunately, from what I know from the news, I've been watching the news a lot, and unfortunately, every day there's more and more cases of people being infected with the virus. And this is unfortunately due to the fact that some people are not really taking this seriously and they keep gathering, they keep going out unnecessarily, and they're not staying at home and not keeping safe. So hopefully, this will kind of stop soon and people will just take this seriously and they all stay home and help fight this virus. Anyway, I would like to walk you through your day this morning. So let's take a look. I'm gonna share the screen with you. There we go. So today is day one. Okay, your first lesson today will be English spelling. You will do your activities when you open the PowerPoint or PDF, whatever format you open. It says choose two of the activities. So, sorry, not two of the activities. It says actually that you have two options. Okay, so I would recommend that you choose 5 of the words, and you can choose whether you want to do the meanings of the words or you want to do or you want to put them in sentences. And then you can choose 1 or 2 activities from the spelling menu and do all 10 words with this activity of your choice. Then, of course, you have to submit it on ClassDojo. This week is a little different. You don't have to submit it on the day. However, I would be happy if you did. But if you don't want to, if you want to take some time, you have the whole week to complete your spelling activities. And then you have a handwriting lesson at the same time. So handwriting must be submitted today. Okay, it's only the spelling activity that you have the whole week to complete and submit. All right, then the second lesson, guys, you didn't have homework this weekend. Therefore, we decided that we will dedicate the second lesson on Sunday to your homework activities. Okay, so you have to, or you will have to do Pupil Book 4, pages 77 all the way to 80. So 77, 78, 79, 80, and then the workbook page. Now, again, you actually have the whole week to submit this. You don't have to submit this on Sunday. So you can take your time and you can submit it whenever ready. However, if I don't find it on Thursday by 7 p.m., I will take it as if you didn't complete it and I will have to contact you about it because this is a must. Regarding pupil book, we will provide answer key. Workbook, we need the picture on ClassDojo. So please only submit the workbook pages. No need to submit the pupil book pages. All right, your third lesson will be Arabic. Then we have science. There will be a PowerPoint video and you will be working on a new topic, which is the digestive system, which is a very exciting topic. Um, I hope everyone's familiar with what digestive system is. It's how we, when you eat, it's basically the process of your food going down in your stomach through your intestines and basically your body taking all the nutrients it needs from the food we consume. So you will learn about how this happens in our body, in our digestive system. All right, and then math will be a lot about multiplication and division this week, especially tomorrow. make sure you revise your 4 times table, and we will look at what happens when we double 4 times table, because double 4 is 8, right? So if we double 4 times table, we will have 8 times table. So we will be working with 8 times table and number 4 a lot in this lesson. There is an activity you will have to submit. Again, guys, please don't submit the wrong thing. Here is the PowerPoint, and this is the actual activity that needs submitting, okay? So guys, as you can see, this is the activity, and it says here, please submit on ClassDojo. If it doesn't say please submit on ClassDojo, don't submit it. Usually the tasks that have answer keys, you are perfectly able to self-check, because this is what we do in the class. A lot of times I share the answers with you. You self-check, okay, and then I just give you some instruction if you have any questions. So anyway, this is the activity from maths that I will be looking out for tomorrow. All right. I can't remember the riddle I gave you on Thursday, so I have to go back. Oh, let me go on ClassDojo on my phone and just see the riddle that I gave you last time so I can give you the answer. Stories and lesson 1, good morning, comments. All right, what has cities, towns, streets, shops, but it doesn't have any people? Most of you guys answered it right. It's a map. I do have an impression that maybe you Google the answers or you ask your parents to help you out. Please mind that I don't want that. I want you to think about it and give me an answer. It doesn't have to be a correct answer at all. This is a morning warm-up activity, and why am I doing this? The reason why I'm giving you riddles is because I just want to activate your brains in the morning so you get into some critical thinking, okay? So please, no Googling, no answers on the internet. Just think about it, and whenever you're ready, write me that answer in the comment, okay? All right. The riddle for today is, how many letters are there in the English alphabet? Once again, how many letters are there in the English alphabet? Please answer with a number in the comments below this video on ClassDojo. I'm looking forward to reading them. And yeah, and it's story reading time. So let me read out a good story to you. Okay, today's story is called The King and the Drum. All right, it's an actual folk tale from India. All right, please sit back and enjoy listening to the story. Long ago, there lived a king somewhere in central part of India. He was very proud of his looks. He spent hours admiring himself, looking at his reflection in the mirror. There cannot be another king as handsome as me, he told himself, and felt very pleased. He dressed himself in the finest clothes and put on the finest jewelry in the land. People grew tired of him as he hardly attended to their problems or the problems of the kingdom. He made sure his hairstyle was new every day and covered his ears. Yes, covered his ears. The king had ears which looked like donkey's ears. The only person who knew about it was the king's barber, Baiju. Baiju lived in a poor hut close to the forest with Gauri, his wife. He constantly lived in fear as the king had threatened him with death if he ever told anyone about his donkey's ears. He was not even allowed to cut anybody else's hair or shave anyone in the kingdom. The barber couldn't sleep or eat properly. He was afraid to speak to anyone in the land because he was afraid he might mention it unknowingly. He lived a very morose and unhappy life, although he was the king's barber. One day, picking up a courage, his wife asked him, "Ever since you have been appointed as the king's barber, you don't speak to me or anyone. I see that you hardly touch your food or sleep at night. You spend hours staring at the water in the pool near our house. We were much happier when we lived in the old city on the other side of the forest with our friends." The barber did not reply. He just walked out of the hut and sat by the pool. The pool was surrounded by many tamarind trees. He sat down on a big stone and kept staring at the shimmering reflection of the leaves and branches of the trees. Gory followed him and sat beside him. She pleaded, "Please tell me what is bothering you. I promise I won't tell anyone." Finally, Baiju said, "You see, the king has ears which are like a donkey's, and he has threatened me with death if I talk about it to anyone. I don't know when I might blurt it out in front of someone, so now I want to keep away from everyone. But I am very unhappy, as I miss my friends and I am losing them all, one by one." The tamarind trees heard every word he spoke and absorbed them. Baiju's wife promised that she wouldn't talk about it to anyone. But soon she too grew restless. So one day she went to the tamarind trees and whispered the secret to them by holding them closely. She felt better and returned happily. Festival season was approaching and the drummers of the kingdom were busy making drums. Some of them picked up branches from the tamarind trees near the pool for the wood for the drums. When the day of the festival came, the drummers began beating their drums. But what did the drums beat? "The king has donkey's ears." The king was furious and called the barber to be executed. Baiju narrated that all he did was tell his wife while sitting near the tamarind trees. The drummers were questioned and the king found out the truth. Then the wise man of the kingdom came forward and said, "No one should be punished, as truth cannot be changed, even if you punish the person who has divulged it. Instead, the king should be kind and rule justly. The people would love him in spite of his ears if he was good to them." The king understood the truth. He kept the drums and the sticks in his chamber to remind him always to be a good king. All right, so this was the story for today about a king who was hiding something and in the end it was fine. All right, and he even became a good king. All right, anyway, off you go into your learning day. I'm wishing you a very productive day, and I'm going to be on Microsoft Teams. And of course, at 2 p.m., we will have a meeting. Please, guys, I'm going to mute your microphones when I speak because it's really hard for me and for all of you to listen to me when others are trying to speak. Please don't speak unless I ask a question or unless I invite you to speak. This will make it easier for everyone. All right. Thank you so much and see you at 2 o'clock on Microsoft Teams.